Yeah, good morning, everybody. Yeah, welcome to the Daily Digest with Jimi Disu, the first for the week. Right, so tomorrow is Wednesday. We are going to have Dear Bumi as usual. We'll have the normal, Dear Bumi and all the paraphernalia that goes with it. So we have a full-scale Dear Bumi tomorrow. We've lost it for about 2 weeks. We are going back to our regular. On Thursday, I'm going to have Major General Tajuddin Olanrewaju, retired. Kapi is laughing here. I'm going to have Major General Olanrewaju, who is, amongst a lot of other things, I think he's from the Anima Sound family area. I'm not too sure about that. But he's going to speak on the Lagos crisis that we have. Friday and Saturday is still open. I will give you the progress report as we move on. But today, I felt it was necessary to do something more on the issue of the visas that were denied the generals for the Invictus Games. I just thought that, look, there's a need. I've been watching many interviews. A lot of people have said that the NSA should have been more civil in his reaction. But I seem to think that I don't think it's something you want to gloss over. We need to learn something from this. So when you are not sure of what's going on, when I was growing up, there was no Google. There was encyclopedia. So when I was growing up, Britannica Americana, that's encyclopedia. So when I was growing up, I'd go to my uncle's house, Jimi Disu, of blessed memory. Jimi Disu was the proprietor of Idris Bakery, and he had a motto. Jimi Disu wrote on his Idris Bakery, it says, "Once tasted, never wasted." And I used to tease my late uncle. So, but these days, even if you go to Google can divert your attention. One day I tried to put my name, Jimi Disu. It showed 3-4 Jimi Disus. Then it showed one Disu something in Czechoslovakia. One village there is called Disu. So I said, rather than do all that, let me bring somebody. And I have no apologies for always bringing Captain Blade, because I want to bring, when it comes to things of knowledge, opinion, yes, but when it comes to things of knowledge, he has never failed me. In all the 10 years I've known him, he has never failed me. And he's here. Captain Blade is wearing the kind of Barbariga, and I think he's gradually becoming a traditional ruler. Sheriff, maybe this is one of the people that were referred to this morning who want to join the APC.
No, I was born into it.
Yeah, born into it. You need to go to YouTube to see what Captain Blade is doing. Captain, morning, how are you?
Good morning, sir.
Okay, let's go straight to business, because talking to you, we would need more than an hour, but we'll try and squeeze. You heard the reaction that the generals applied for visas, amongst others.
Yep.
And some, not all, were denied
Yes.
to go to the Invictus Games
Yes.
in Canada. As we speak, we still haven't heard specifically why they were denied. The embassy came out with something to say that they can't make it public. And I agree with them.
Of course.
Because if they deny you a visa, they are not duty bound. It's as a matter of privacy. They can't tell you.
I read that response
from them. They said no, it's a private matter.
Exactly.
Remember that when you apply, even with your status, you are still applying as an individual.
Of course.
And also remember during this discussion, those of you at home, that not all of them. So it wasn't an institutional thing.
It was an individual
thing. Capi. What do you think could have happened?
Okay, let me start with the issue of visa first. When you apply for permission to go to another person's country,
yes,
I think the discretion to let you go entirely is the person's.
Yeah.
You really don't have a control over that.
Neither do you have a right.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. If you asked me to invite you to my house, I can decline, I can oblige.
Yeah.
You really don't have a say which way I go. It all depends on what I want or how I want it.
Or what you don't want.
Or what I don't want, exactly.
Yes.
So here's the thing. When you apply as a team or as a group of people to go to another man's country, especially the armed forces, I believe the declining of that request could be as a result of any of so many reasons. But let me make it clear here that I don't think there's there's any senior officer or serving officer who is a general in his passport.
I see.
No. If you go check the passports, I stand to be corrected.
Your title is not...
No. I don't think so. And if you were going for a military course, okay, there are processes that are followed. If you are going for anything that has to do with the armed forces, there are processes that are followed. But it still doesn't divorce your individuality as a citizen. Because you are first a citizen of the Federal Republic before you are even a soldier. I don't even think you can become a soldier in this country if you were not a citizen.
Yeah.
So that citizenship overrides, or it's over and above any other thing you want to become. Even president is a citizen first of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So on that your passport, you are represented as a citizen first, then probably anything else. Now, having said that, I want to draw our attention to something I have said here in this studio, particularly to my colleagues, serving and retired. You see, 35 years, if you are lucky by the grace of God, is what it takes to make a general. One politician who was not even in nursery school yet when you started your journey in the academy can rubbish it in 4 years.
Yeah.
And he will rubbish it home and abroad to the tune of having your visa denied when you go and apply for it. Your principles and their conducts define you, especially when you want to do certain things within the period they hold sway. When you see, okay, let me give you an example that is still fresh. Something is happening in the Lagos State House of Assembly.
Yeah.
Would you expect that tomorrow the DSS boss will go and try to go to Canada and they will accept it? He may also get declined.
Yeah.
So I always implore, I implore my colleagues, I implore them, both serving and retired, don't allow somebody's political ambition to waste 35 years of blood, sweat, and tears. You will never miss those three things if you serve in our armed forces for 35 years, because you're either going to bury a cosmate, lose a cosmate, get injured, and of course, from the day you start training till the day you graduate, you will sweat every day. So that's where I believe the thing lies. It's about your precedences and your antecedences, and particularly those of your principles. Because the things we do here, much as they seem to be storms in a teacup, could have, let me borrow your word this morning, collateral, ripple effects, home and abroad. Things are happening. Today the world is flat. I know it's the title of a book, but let me just use it. As you said, those days it was Encyclopedia Britannica and what have you. Today, it's now Google. Even Encarta is obsolete. So what you are seeing is what people, as it is happening, people are hearing it across the entire span of our planet. So these are the things that may have played, into the refusal to grant a visa to our Chief of Defense Staff. And that's why I said it could have been done for any of so many reasons, none of which they are obliged to share.
What about if his name had been picked up when he was of lower rank?
Possibly.
His name had been picked up.
It could come from anywhere. Let me tell you something today. One of my colleagues' daughter got, I think, an admission to read somewhere. And this kind of thing affected the family because the dad had issues. The dad had issues, yes.
It's also important to note that there are no judgment on the issues. Once that country perceives that you've done something that is completely intolerant to them, they could mark you down. That anytime you want to come here, we don't want you here.
Yeah, of course.
So it could have been something done in the past.
It could be because you see, in the process of being commanders, there are times you register blunders.
Yeah.
Not because you particularly were involved, but because it happened under your watch.
Under your watch.
You take some of the stain. And these blunders could have, as I said, reverberating effects, collateral effects home and abroad. Because as I told you, the world is flat. And tomorrow it could come up and, your name comes up on somebody's radar blinking red. So will they be the person that was involved in this particular period or time?
At that time.
At that time. And it could lead to this kind of diplomatic...
Somebody raised a query. Somebody raised a query as to whether the application itself was passed through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, through the diplomatic channels.
Well,
or it was a direct application, bundle all the passports together, because that is also significant.
Exactly. That's why I say any of so many reasons. It could be the CDS may have stood on protocols, and that may have cost this. You remember the DSS boss had this, I watched it on YouTube, where he was saying the CDS underestimated him.
Yeah.
That's why he couldn't
travel. I thought that was a joke, yes.
Yeah, it was a joke, but it had its...
really?
Yeah, when... You see, we have this thing that is what we call inter-rivalry antagonisms. Okay? And he said it the way he did, but I looked at it a bit more critically. And I discovered that, I tell you for free, that the intelligence community is a very interesting place to be in and to serve in. What he's saying is driven by something, but he just decided to
Do you think, now, I've watched too many James Bond movies, so you can miss Mission Impossible, so you'll pardon me for being for my imagination to run wild.
Yes.
Is it possible that even the government didn't want him to go and could have pressed some buttons to make sure he was stopped from going?
That's where the interest...
It's a possibility, isn't it?
It's a possibility, but I doubt if that was our case. But let me tell you something about the intelligence community. The intelligence community is an all-possibility community.
Wow.
All possibility. Yes. There are certain things that are done to avoid certain things. We call it subterfuge. There's subversion, there's subterfuge, there are so many. But subterfuge is when you actually tell a lie to avoid even more unpleasant.
Well, of all this, the reaction I have that caught my attention the most was that of the NSA, who of the cough just said that Canada can go to hell.
You recall we had a program here.
Yes.
And I said when the NSA was about to be appointed, or was it shortly after he was appointed, and I said, as the NSA, you must have 3 qualities. You must be a lion, a peacock, and what? A fox. And I said NSAs are never seen, seldom heard, but nobody's in doubt that they're in charge. I also said an NSA must learn to maintain an absent presence in everywhere he pleases and all situations. So here we are. Our NSA overreacted. It shouldn't have been the case.
I think so.
He was, well, you know, the thing is, once it comes out, you can't take it back.
Take it back, yeah.
So it was unfortunate, but I don't think he, you know.
I don't know what job description was given the NSA, but the reading of an NSA, I believe that he's been a bit too visible, like you said, and too vocal. He's been at places, I wouldn't say, you know, because the president is traveling, you're following him, the airport is coming back, he's visiting, he's going, almost like as if he was in charge of the president's personal well-being.
Yeah, you know.
And it's amazing that within your community, nobody has called his attention to it. That is my belief. I don't know. I just feel it's so. I didn't know Jonathan's NSA until about almost the third year.
Exactly.
When he actually did have to come out during some serious Boko Haram.
Yes.
Obasanjo's NSA, I can't even remember who he was.
Indeed.
And so I've grown up in my small years on earth. I've grown up to believe that NSAs should be like phantoms. You feel them when it's necessary, when the heat is coming close to you. But otherwise, you don't just...
You know, an NSA is someone that, from the little short service, my short period in service, you know, an NSA and the NSAs I have understudied, both here in Nigeria and other countries. NSAs are people that are so friendly, they scare you.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, I think it was Jonathan's own. He was a retired general.
Yes.
But he looked...
Yes, you may probably even have a conversation with him on a good day and not even know whom you were speaking with. And there are people that anywhere they show up, you know, everybody sits properly. They hardly seen, they hardly heard, as I told you, but nobody is in doubt of who is in charge. And when you have people who get overly visible and overly physical to do that kind of job, then it's possible he's not actually being supported with what I want to call a cerebral team. Because I once said here again that I am not a follower of football per se, but there was one queer person I used to observe. He used to be they called him Arsene Wenger. Now, because he was in Arsenal, I thought he owned it because Arsene and Arsenal seemed to. So I thought he owned it. But one thing I respected him for is, I know he never played football. I stand to be corrected. No. But I know he can pick scrap and polish it. So I know Arsene Wenger can pick scrap, polish it, and when he's doing away with it or selling it, he's going to sell it for arm-robber amounts, if I could use the phrase. So he was a business footballer, actually. Now, the same thing happened to a certain man that was called Herman... I'll give you the name later, but he was one of the founders of the Central Intelligence Agency. He was a history lecturer. Yeah. But he knew to pick the right team.
Condoleezza Rice wasn't a military person.
Exactly.
I think when the...
So the NSA needs to pick some, or the people around him owe him that. You see, loyalty is not about telling your boss is correct all the time. If I were a boss and my downlines always told me, yes, sir, yes, I'll fire them all. If I was correct and right, then what do I need you here for?
Yeah.
You know, I'm a human being, so I can't be perfectly correct. Somebody must be able to challenge the things I do. I need a contrarian or two on my team. Yes, if you don't have a contrarian or two on your team, then you are doomed. Yes, because just imagine if God created you and you couldn't feel pain. You won't last a year now, because if you were ill, you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
You will just pass on and nobody will know what happened to you. So the NSA's situation was unfortunate, but I believe we can still get over it and do better, particularly his failure and successes will also count on the people around him. If he succeeds, they succeed. If he fails, they fail. So it's not about running down and say, no, anything, you make any critical assessment or you are contrary on it, they say, no, you are not loyal. Loyalty is not about, goading your boss onto his demise. No, it shouldn't be that way. Shouldn't.
Okay, it's the Daily Digest with Jimi Disu. Any minute from now, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll open up our lines. The usual line for now is 0201 465 7190. 0201 465 7190. And the WhatsApp line is 0809 597 5805. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, I'll continue my discussion with Captain Blade, so don't go away.
Talk, news, and sports after this.
Hello, excuse me. This Milo pack looks different. I'm seeing support energy release, BAM, on the pack. Is it the same Milo?
No, this one is new and improved. The supports energy release means when you give your kids Milo as part of breakfast, you are giving them energy they need to go to school.
Ah, I like this one.
Your kids need nourishing energy. Give them the new and improved Milo at breakfast. It has nutrients that support energy release to help them get the most out of their day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo!
Hi, Erica.
Jimmy, I learned that Betano is sending 3 football fans to England to watch the big game of Aston Villa versus Tottenham for free. Imagine us going there together. That would be amazing. Okay, bye.
What? He hung up to play.
Play with Betano and stand a chance to win an all-inclusive trip to the UK to watch live the big game of Aston Villa versus Tottenham. Betano, proud partner of Aston Villa. Play responsibly. Available only to those over the age of 18. The promo is valid from November 1st to February 28th, 2025.
Did you hear about Shadi?
What happened?
She bashed someone's car and her basic insurance was only able to cover the other person's damage. She had to repair her car with her own money.
Sometimes, third-party insurance is not enough for your car. Introducing Flexi Comprehensive Motor Insurance by Hares General Insurance, the affordable choice for smart car owners. The Hares Flexi Comprehensive Motor Insurance Plan costs as low as 25,000 Naira for a whole year and provides coverage for you and the other person up to a limit. In the event of a motor accident, Hares General Insurance will pay to fix your car and the other person's car too. So, upgrade to Flexi Motor Insurance Plan from Hares General Insurance. Visit www.hairsinsurancegroup.com. That is HEIRS, or call 0700 434 7746 to get started.
Enjoy the delicious creamy goodness of Cowbell. Cowbell contains Vitarich and vitamin B9, which supports brain development. Use Cowbell in your tea, cereal, pap, and other meals of choice. Cowbell, so creamy, so good.
In the cooking game, you need a winning game plan. I'm not just talking about your fresh ingredients, utensils, or cooking skills. I'm talking about your choice of seasoning. Your game plan is incomplete without Maggi chicken flavor. Made with a flavorful formation of onions, celery, turmeric, it's the game changer. Elevate the taste of your everyday dishes with delicious rich chicken flavor. Oh yeah, let's go.
New Maggi Chicken Flavor, the game changer.
I Beg to Differ Season 8 continues on Tuesday with riveting topics and power-packed debaters. At 4 p.m., Oduayo Salami will take on Ige Elijah in a heated debate on the topic. Nigerian celebrities are bad examples of role models. At 5 p.m., Esther Joseph will face Shulamite Ikenna to discuss everyday Nigerians, not the politicians, are the main demarketers of Nigeria. Join Femi Obong Daniels and Mary and Jigo Kone to catch all the action. I Beg to Differ Season 8. 32 debaters, now 30. One winner, 1 million naira. Sponsored by Tollywood College, Chrisland Schools, and Obiwizi. For sponsorship, send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm. I Beg to Differ, a tournament of champions.
Before, their problem be say our shoulder too high. They say make we lower our chest. Now, they wonder why we know they ever lack airtime, credit, and data on top our glow line. Whether cash day or cash not day.
You dey mind their Proco people for this market?
We know they call ourselves digital generation for nothing. Abi to get airtime, credit, and data, take sell plenty market every day, non-stop. Now your mates,
Whether cash dey our handle or you know deal, we could just dey buy data and airtime credit directly from our bank account with the Glow e-top up.
That is to say, no cash, no wahala.
Yes, so cashless recharge on the go, anytime, anywhere, no stress, no shake me, no wahala.
Buy data and airtime directly from your bank account with Glow e-top up. It is easy, quick, and available on your mobile apps, ATMs, websites, leading retailers, and Glow World shops. Or download Glow Cafe app to top up or dial *777#.
Unlimited.
I'm in love, Sonia tomato mix, stand up. Is it to open? Is it to squeeze? Is it to scoop and is it to stir? Dishes come alive with so much taste. Sonia tomato mix, of course. Sonia tomato mix, yes sir. Sonia tomato mix, stand up pouch.
Sonia tomato mix in a new stand-up pouch.
So much enough.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
You're listening to Jimi Disu right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Right, you're welcome back to the Daily Digest with Jimi Disu, and I still have Captain Blade with me. And we are talking principally about the incident in which the CDS and some of our generals, and indeed other soldiers, were denied visas, and the NSA's response to that issue. Do you think it also had to do with the fact that the Invictus Games, they are not really official assignments per se, as in government to government? Could that also have been responsible?
Maybe, possibly. You know, we have these armed forces games.
Yes.
Where we actually attend. I think we hosted one.
About 2 years ago, yeah.
No, not 2 years ago. They were in Abuja. We had this. I don't follow sports. I don't know why, but we had.
You're not a sports person.
I'm not a sports person. I'm not.
Okay, I think we have a caller here.
We had an event like that in Abuja, a while ago. Yes, a while ago, and people came from all over. You know.
Okay, let's hear this caller out. Hello, caller has disappeared. Okay, we've opened up our lines 0201 465 7190. I think we have 2 or 3 callers there now. Morning.
Good morning, Uncle Jimmy. My name is Obonilo Peter from Shango Tedo.
Yes.
Good morning, Captain Blade.
Good morning, sir.
Correct. We just had all armed forces sometime January this year.
Yes.
I followed the whole proceedings.
Good.
Quickly. We've made some salient points why the Canadian embassy may have refuted giving the generals some passport could be what you might have done in the past unnoticed. I think this behooves Nigeria in general. What we do matters, might rub off on one in future. This is my own personal taking, which I've learned from you this morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, good morning. Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Yes.
Good evening.
We have an echo there. Could you switch off your radio, please? Hello, good morning. Hello. Okay, Kapi. When the NSA is quoted at his level as having told the Canadians to go to hell, what are the consequences for Nigeria? Or do you think the Canadians will just let it off?
Well, there's what we call diplomatic spats. You know, and diplomatic spats can be very funny. You see people speaking eloquently and choosing very wonderful words, but deep down, there are going to be some very heavy consequences. Now, the thing is this. When you speak like that to a diplomatic community, I cannot officially say what the consequences would be, but I can tell you what the dynamics can be. First, it actually dilutes the reckoning you carry, not only before them, but before the diplomatic community, the International Committee of States. It dilutes your reckoning, and when it dilutes your reckoning, it will reduce the majesty of that institution you had among its peers. Because don't forget, as far as national security in Nigeria is concerned, he is our flag bearer.
Yeah.
So among the Committee of National Security Advisors on the planet, what do you think this kind of thing does? It dilutes his reckoning.
I also think sorry, I'd like to take a quick break. According to the cable, Chief Edwin Clark died this morning at 97. So we had Padebanjo last week, and today we have Chief Edwin Clark. Where his soul rests in peace. He lived forever. Chief Edwin Clark was a commissioner. We called them commissioner in those days. Maybe that would be minister. During Gowans, when I was in secondary school.
May his soul rest in peace.
All
the Titans are going home one by one.
One by one. I'm not a Titan yet, so I don't know when you're a Titan. I said I'm not a Titan. I'm not a Titan.
Hello, from your life force.
Yes.
I see you doing another 30, 35 years.
It's a lie. If people in our own position there,
it's in your voice.
They don't say this. The weekend I've done there was.
No, you see, there is what we call life force.
Yes.
If you are a student of the esoteric sciences, you know, you will understand what I'm talking about.
I don't want to be a student of
it's in the voice, it's in the handshake, and so many other things you can gauge a man's health, true health, actually.
Why is this man grinning when he said so many other things? I said it was tickled.
No, it's nothing. Some people look at it.
It's as if
some people think it's fetish, but it's not. Let me give you a simple example.
It's as if he's tied the camera to my body.
Have you tried? Has a baby ever grabbed your hair or your shirt?
Yeah.
A toddler.
Yeah.
You feel the strength.
The strength, yes.
That's it. So at a certain age, when you meet an elder and you shake his hand or you listen to his voice, you get to gauge his life force. That's what I'm trying to infer.
Okay, I hear you. But I'm not. What did you call it now? What did you say?
Life force.
I'm not in life force. Okay, let's take this particular call. I think it's Skype or so. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Wow, the network's.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah.
That's what
Captain Blake.
I greet you
my
too.
name is Uday.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Captain Blake, greet you.
I greet you.
Now, I've listened to you, Captain, with regards to this issue of the NSA and the comments he made, But you see, sometimes I think part of the problem we have in Nigeria is that when we are supposed to be blunt and truthful about certain things, we try to massage the truth and then play it down. A man in that position, I would assume that competence and capability and sincerity should be part of his attributes. I'm not going to go into details, but let's also remember that this was a man who, I think when he was the EFCC chairman, made comments about some governors. Today, he is serving under one of them. We have not called that into question to say, okay, what is the integrity of such a person? And that's the problem we have in Nigeria. We play down the truth. We play down things that we should talk about bluntly, and we make it look as if all is well. If a man of that character should get to that position, why are we surprised about his comments? How can you make such a comment point blank, to hell with a nation, to hell with a people? It's sad. It's sad where we are in Nigeria.
Okay, Shay, thank you very much. Thank you. Your moment is up, and your point has been beautifully made. That again, it shows a certain character. I don't want to describe what character it shows, but also, so how you have given me the impression that every move anybody makes in the intelligence world is noted.
Yes.
So would the analysis be like NSA could be impatient, impulsive?
Yeah, if you were to look at what people have said and his, let's call it temperament now.
Yes.
I wouldn't actually agree with what Uche said. But it can be managed. There used to be one football coach like that was very, very troublesome. You see Mourinho.
Mourinho, yeah. That's my man.
Anytime I see him, I just burst out laughing because nothing is beyond him. But still, somehow, he was managed and he was able to actually drive successes.
Do you think that
we had a president who likes to pick his nose in those days?
Yes,
clear his throat when he's talking about. He was still managed.
I remember. I don't know who you are talking about.
I don't know.
But I
don't
remember
mention any names. But he was properly managed.
Yes,
and he was able to get over it.
So you guys in the military knew your guy was speaking his nose. Let's make this call. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Good morning, sir.
Captain Ledwig, good morning. My name is Sunday, calling from Friang.
Good morning, sir.
They say when two elephants fought, it's the grass that suffered. So I want to remind us of, do you know who I am? That's what the whole thing is all about. Instead of taking it kindly or maybe gently with them, and then you want to make sure you force them so that people will recognize who you are. That's the way I'm seeing it. It doesn't make any sense.
Thank you, sir. I think it was said out of embarrassment. I think it was embarrassed that his general at that level will be denied a visa. What has happened in our country? Only God knows what it was, but certainly it would have been much better if he had maintained the silence. And it wasn't something he had to react to anyway.
Exactly.
But he just said it in a spat. What happened yesterday in the assembly? The assembly said that the DSS claimed that they were invited by the assembly, by the acting clerk. When you are invited in that kind of situation, I said this morning that on getting to the premises, you report to the person.
A contact person.
A contact person. So, why did it now get to the point where you are now the contact person and his bosses, as it were, and those that you are locking out? Isn't that a contradiction of some sort?
Well, as I said earlier, as far as my colleagues in the security services and the intelligence agencies are concerned, I always repeat it. I implore them, don't let any politician rubbish your career. Because at the end of the day, we are in a democracy, and this country prevails over every and any person. There are certain orders or instructions you will take, actually, and if tomorrow your subordinate says, that's not what I asked you to do, you will actually be queried against your better judgment, should you have done that. So here's the thing. I personally, I shy away from political engagements. I could advise, I could be a resource person, but to go and lobby for political office and say I want to be this and that elected, I don't think I'm cut out for that. Not within our political climes. That's just me confessing. So don't ever think you will find Blade going for governor or all this. I know they do. Now here's the thing. When you work in any security capacity, or even within the intelligence community with a politician, you have to be very careful. Look at what happened at the Lagos State House of Assembly. Now, tomorrow, if any of those senior DSS officers wants to go to Canada again, do you think they will be happy to host such a person? I learned they were wearing masks too.
Why this is
psychologically, I believe when you wear a mask, you are just accepting the fact that you are doing something that is not too tidy. If you were raiding a drug cartel, I understand the masks.
Yes, so that they won't know. Yes,
going to deny. Remember, it happened in Abuja, I think, some years back when masked men tried to seal off the National Assembly. That's roguish. When we talk about rogue operators or rogue security agents on the field, it's security agents that turn against the system that created them.
The other day, I think I told Sheriff and some people on air, just by the junction here, I saw some black car that was tinted all through. Then I saw 4 masked people apparently guarding the principal. And I said, that may be very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because even those guarding the president are not masked.
Exactly. So when you see people who are masked, I tell you something about, say, the NDLEA, the Drug Law Enforcement Agencies.
Yes.
If they were to take on a cartel of drug barons
they'll be masked
and they have to go raid a warehouse, you can understand why they have to mask themselves. If we were in an operation and we were hitting a terrorist base, we understand why our soldiers will have to be masked. And there are different types of masks too. There are chemical masks that you could wear so these terrorists don't gas you out. But when you are coming to a courtroom with masks, you are coming to the National Assembly with masks, there is a comma over the, if I will call the legitimacy of what you are doing. Why would you want to hide your face if you legitimately are protecting a democracy?
But what do you think went down in that assembly? Do you think, in truth, they were invited?
You know how it is today in our country. You know how it is. For me, the DSS is high octane. The DSS is, oh my, if you understand who the DSS is, that's a cheap job. You should reserve it for maybe I don't want to even call names so that some people will not say I've put them at the bottom of the ladder. The DSS is high octane intelligence business. It's not just for anyone to come into your office and say, you know what, mask up and go do this. No. The DSS are people that can enter your life and come out and you don't even know they were there. Yes, that's how sophisticated they should be. So
maybe that's why they are masked.
No, you see, I don't need to mask up to enter your life, Uncle Jimmy.
Yeah.
I don't need to mask up. I could just, I don't want to start talking here.
No, don't start talking.
So the thing
you can tell me later so I can use it. How to enter this one life.
Our politicians should stop turning this our highly, you rubbish the majesty of, if you go read up. Intelligence agencies go to campuses and take first-class students when they recruit. You don't go for just anybody with his limbs and his head intact. You have to be, But you see, I implore my colleagues, especially top brass, please don't allow someone who was borrowed 4 years to be in office to come and rubbish what you spent 30 years getting. You should just tell him what is professionally right and rest it there.
Well, I think the problem in this country is people are ready to do anything to keep their jobs. Their jobs are not protected.
Then you end up at a visa one day, at an embassy one day, and you can't go anywhere. And your children too can't go anywhere.
Okay, let's take 1 or 2 more questions and we'll be through. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, this is Romeo from Isolo.
Morning, Romeo.
Good morning,
Romeo. Where is Juliet?
She's not far away, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
My regards to
the
her.
amount of insanity we permit in this country is just like me imagining the ATF or the NSA raiding a place. I also want to ask your opinion, sir, as in the amount of arms we have missing. Is it not high time we have the organization dedicated to arms? As in the way arms are missing in this country is almost like the chewing-gum.
Indeed. It's my heart song that somebody will look at something I wrote earlier for the NSA too, the outgone one, when they formed a committee for arms proliferation.
Yes.
Yes, I did a small something there, a small proposal, and I shared it with a very senior general who should be retired now. And you see, it's very simple. If arms are getting missing every day, you see, it's not hard. It's not hard. I mean, we know what to do to our dogs, and they won't get missing. There are people that have pets, and they tag their pet, and they can see where the pet is at any point in time, even children. So, I mean, I don't want to open it here, but you could do it in such a way that the next time a bandit sees an AK-47, he'll run away. It's simple. You know, it's simple. You do it, and wherever these arms cluster for a night, 3 straight days back to back, our Air Force will go drop something there.
Give him a nice present.
Exactly.
A juicy present. Good morning. Ari. Pa. Oh my God.
Jimi Disu.
Jimi Disu and Captain Blake. I think the NSA was appointed on political basis and professionally over time. He hasn't been too professional in the discharge of his official duties. I can't imagine an NSA following the president up and down like. Well, his appointment is completely at the discretion of the president. And
yes, even if it was political, sir, you could actually prop him up. As I said, his successes will be the successes of his team. Likewise, otherwise. Likewise, otherwise.
And it's the president's prerogative. He has his reasons.
Of course.
And when it comes to security, I think we'll be saying that the principal would like to have somebody he can go to bed with.
Exactly. So,
and I also think that generally, bloody civilians like myself have a very narrow, assessment of what some of these jobs entail.
Sharman Kent.
Yes, we tend to feel more with people that we are more comfortable with than efficiency, but that's neither here nor there.
As I said, sir, he has to be propped. You see, that name I forgot was Sharman Kent.
Okay.
He's one of the founding fathers of the CIA, and he was a history lecturer.
There's so many.
But he was able to bring talents. There's what you call talent hunting.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, sir.
The job of harness is highly intellectual.
Not
physical.
Very. It's not. You see, you have to be, as I told you, you have to be unseen, probably unheard.
Yes.
But I don't know how to put it. We used to say
I know how to put what I want to say. We have to go. We have to go. Can I just quickly take this one? I think if we can talk for a minute. Hello, good morning. Quickly, please.
Good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Quickly, make your point, please.
Please, I want to digress a little bit from the topic. I have a. For how long do we allow the worst of us to, like you used to say, toward the level? Now, Captain Blade says something that it's not going to go into politics and you guys. For Uncle Jimmy, we've given up on you. You're already a baba. We need people like this to make government. Yes, we need.
I think get power.
I appreciate what you said, but I need to be true to myself.
Yes, no,
I don't have a passion. I don't have a passion for holding public office. Really, my passion is actually doing discreet things.
To put it bluntly, you are not a team player in those games.
Exactly, I no go cooperate.
On that note, I like to thank you, Capi, for taking time out as usual.
My pleasure, sir. My pleasure.
And I'd like to thank Sheriff. He wants to tie a cameraman around me to determine the level of strength that I have to cancel my activities. We'll be back tomorrow, same time. I'll be back 7:30 with Sheriff, and by his grace, I'll be back here also here tomorrow at 9 o'clock to do Dear Bumi. Until then, don't go away. Next is What's Up Lagos, any minute from now. Bye.
.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.